Welcome back to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Sam, and today we have a hill test for you. But first, I just want to talk about the condition of our hill. This thing has seen some better days. You can see we have a bunch of marks here. We have some ruts here and some other deeper ruts here from our previous testing. All I say is that today, you see by the thumbnail, but I think we're gonna have a little challenge today. I have Craig with me, and he's gonna, Craig, what do we have today?
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is another one of those that we probably shouldn't take this up here, because what happens is these manufacturers, Ford's been real nice enough to let us borrow this beautiful truck for a week. And it's designed to not do this. But because we're idiots on this channel, we're gonna do it anyways, right?
You're right.
I mean, so no one can deny that. They can deny a lot of things and argue a lot of things on this channel, but they can't argue whether or not we're idiots. We know that. So here we are with the 2025 Ford F-150 King Ranch Edition, not the FX4 package. And yes, those glorious wheels you're seeing, those are 22s, not meant for what we're getting ready to do here. But let's talk about this anyways. Let's just start with this truck for a second. This is the beautiful, what we call pop spec, meaning Pop buys this truck and he is happy the rest of his life. And that's what happens when you buy this. You're happy. You get the two-tone, this bronze metallic looks really good on the bumper and inside the grille here. Chrome inlaid inside that bronze and the beautiful red. I like the new Ford white logo. I think that looks good with the blue. And then we get just a normal looking, proper truck looking vehicle. Let's talk about the front though real quick. We get nice, proper tow hooks here. And as I mentioned previously, you go underneath here and you start tapping things, and there's nothing. There's no skid plates. We don't have anything. We have like a felt flap to get to the oil. We have a plastic skid on the fuel tank. We have nothing else. The most concerning part is the transmission, which has a plastic pan, which a lot of people complain about online and on the internet. Well, those things are pretty soft, especially when they hit sharp rocks. So Sam's the spotter today, so no pressure on me today. I'm just driving. I'm following the spotter. All the pressure's on Sam, which I do kind of like that about this video. Let's talk about this approach angle. I don't know if this is specific to this particular vehicle. I just went to Ford's media website. This is what they're telling me on a 4-wheel drive, 5.5 foot bed. They say that the angle of approach is 24 degrees. That seems a little less than that because of this dam. I'm sure you can take off. I'm not too worried about this part. I'm really worried about that transmission. And then our angle of departure is 21 degrees out back. Our breakover angle is 19.8 degrees, and our ground clearance is almost 10, just under 9.8 inches.
That's not horrible.
We got pretty good clearance. We have nothing special in the shock department other than just F-150 standard issue, and you know what? They ride good. They don't really give us any extra lift. We do get a little bit extra lift just because it's 4-wheel drive. And you do have these beautiful 22s. These are some Michelin 275/50 22s. These bad boys are made for quiet on the highway, and they're supposed to last a good minute, which the tread wear rating indicates that it's a decently high tread wear rating for a OEM issue. And that's why people buy Michelin. That's why Pop likes the Michelin. Not exactly designed for grabbing rock or gravel or mud. Good news is, I think we're gonna beat the rain just in time. There's a spring or summer thunderstorm rolling in here in Texas as usual. But we do get the special valve protection with this beautiful rim. The more we keep talking about these wheels, the more I end up liking them. So that's, there is that. We get the Powerboost badge. That should help us get up the hill some. This is not a rock rail, Sam. This is actually a side step, an automatic folding side step that I have got stuck in the up position because I'm afraid I'm gonna get out in the middle of an obstacle and it's gonna come crashing down and, well, it'll just bend is what'll happen. Although maybe it'll help you get it over.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, that's a jack.
We're not gonna try that today, but we've got them turned off, so that's not an issue. Nothing special back here. We get leaf springs and decent articulation, as you can tell by the thumbnail. More than I was kind of expecting out of this. Not as good as the Toyota TNG platform, but you know, there's that. It does say 4x4, there's a 4x4 sticker, that's gonna help.
The angles aren't that bad.
No, they're not.
It has 4 low.
Yep.
The only thing that worries me is just these tires.
These tires, and I'm just worried about clearing over that thing. Once we get past this part here, I'm not worried about dragging really anything else.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that up there. Again, the pressure's on Sam.
Oh.
Let me go to the inside and let's talk through some of this. I'm gonna put the seatbelt on.
Well, you just don't want it to beam
Look at this nice
at you.
brown issued seatbelt, very nice. Love this interior. You know what, here's what's gonna happen. Sam, I'm gonna get up this obstacle. If you're off-roading in a King Ranch Edition, you don't really care about any obstacle because you're in this lap of luxury.
And also too, any damages, it doesn't matter.
You're in here, it's nice, it's so quiet, you probably won't hear it. It's not gonna matter.
You're gonna have your chillers on, you're not gonna be nice and comfy.
Right, it's just gonna be a beautiful situation. This screen works great. We got an off-road little page here. You can toggle these through like economy and other things. We're gonna leave it on off-road. and then you can adjust settings and different apps and pairing phones. But we're gonna put on features, and we're gonna went to running boards, and we made sure those running boards are turned off because again, we don't want those things to come on while we're doing anything. And then we're in normal mode right now. You adjust that with this dial right here. Interesting that this is not the FX4 package, but we still get a rear locker, and that's one of the things I love about Ford is they give you rear locker options on just about any trim.
And you don't even have to be in 4-low. You can put it in 2-wheel drive.
Well, you mean 2-wheel drive and put the rear locker on, but because this is a premium truck and not ours, normally we go easiest to hardest and go up the hill and try to really test the platform. Like look, we've had TRD Pros, we've had Raptors up this hill. We know they're going to make it, so we try to make them work hard.
Yeah.
We're not going to make this baby work hard. No. We're going to go 4-low, rear locker, off-road mode. Let me show you the modes, and Sam's going to spot us, and we're just going to see if this thing will do it. If it can do everything and get up this hill, I'm going to be impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got sport mode. We don't need that, but that's a lot of fun. It automatically shifts you in 4 auto, as you can see there. You've got eco mode, which, well, that's kind of boring. You've got tow haul mode, which is actually good for drag racing. You've got normal mode, which actually just kind of works for everything. You got slippery if it's wet or icy, which is good because you get 4 auto. One of the things unique to the King Ranch Edition is you get 4 auto, which is really nice. That's different than 4 high. 4 high does the 50-50 center splits, basically a center diff lock. This does not lock the center diff, so you can not bind the transmission or the drive line as you're turning. It's really good for like ice and wet roads. Then we go into, this is what we're going to use, off-road rough, uneven, mixed terrain, 4x4 shift and progs. It automatically puts you in 4 high. Brings up these really cool gauges and beautiful display. I almost don't need Sam, but I'm going to use him anyways because he's my scapegoat.
Hey, I'm going to get out the way so that if anything happens, it's his fault.
But we're going to do even more than that. We're going to put it in neutral here. We're going to put it in 4 low. You see the shift happen. It's in. You heard it.
What?
I didn't have to roll it.
Can we just talk about that screen for a minute? You don't get that in any other truck.
Yeah.
That is
yeah
awesome.
Toyota makes it really complicated. All their stuff works. Ford just makes it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in 4 low, we're in off-road mode, we got the rear locker on. Sam's our spotter, no pressure on him. Let's do it.
None taken. One thing that we're worried about is right there, that ledge. All right, let's see what we're working with. Okay, we got some room. We're looking good. Looking good so far. All right, slow. Okay. All right. We're already touching, I don't know if you can see, we're touching that little lip that's down there, a little air diffuser. I think we have a pretty good chance. I think we got a good chance. I might have just screwed him over by stopping him up the hill, but let's see what we can do. Okay, we're pushing some rocks. We're crawling up. Oh, we're slipping. We got him. Okay, slow, slow, slow. Come, keep going. Oh yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, I think you're good. Keep going, keep going. You're not even gonna touch. Keep going, keep going. Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Come on. What are we doing?
What butter. Okay, so for $81,000, you can get a King Ranch with super nice interior, tow almost 12,000 pounds, and off-road it. Craig, what do you have to say about that?
This has no business doing that with the Michelins. And we did that the dumbest way you could have. We stopped on the middle of the obstacle, the worst spot, because we were making sure we didn't want to damage
I didn't want to break nothing.
And so we taxed the tires to the max, but the traction control system didn't give a rip.
Yeah.
And it was in 4 low, and the rear locker it came in clutch. Also, Sam, let me show the people here. The transmission gauge, temperature gauge, 203 degrees. It's not even, it didn't,
you know, but
it didn't
we
budge. And this is a hybrid.
On it though. We weren't ragging on
this is true,
yeah.
But it just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, if it makes such ease out of, well, that was like an 8-second obstacle. If you're doing it, you can go through the whole trail in an hour. Come on now.
It shouldn't be doing this. This is actually a little ridiculous. 22-inch wheels should not be doing that with those tires. But because Ford's off-road system works so good, it just didn't care.
I mean, didn't care. You know what? You could probably put a trailer up there and pull it up, and I think it'd probably still make it.
With your cowboy hat on.
You know?
I also noticed this. As soon as you put it in these off-road modes and 4 low, it kicks the motor on, it keeps it on. It doesn't drive in any EV only mode. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think it just goes to show what kind of products Ford's pushing out, and it has always pushed out, right? But I think we're beating the storm here, starting to sprinkle, so let us know down in the comments. Would you off-road this King Ranch? Would you? I don't know. Greg, would you?
We did? Of course I would.
All right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.